time on the Sunday. And in the week we did some shots of the low loader with the cage, with the three artists dancing, going up the A1 from the thatched barn. And we got up near South Mims, Potter's Bar, round the roundabout, and made our way back, shooting along the A1 back towards the thatched barn, heading towards Mill Hill.
And eventually arrived in Trafalgar Square, and with the local police, it was all liaised very carefully, and we had this hugely articulated truck going around Trafalgar Square, and the sound wagon was there with a loudspeaker on the top and blasting away with the chorus of them bones, them dry bones, all round Trafalgar Square, about half a dozen times at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I think we did one ground level shot establishing across to the base of Nelson's Column and the fountains of the low loader and the cage going round. Then Patrick, David Tomlin, Gino and the camera operator all went up to the 4th floor of Trafalgar Buildings, which I had arranged to film out through the window of the top floor. Now Trafalgar Buildings was the headquarters of the Cunard shipping line, and I got the permission quite easily there. Now we had the low loader and the cage going round Trafalgar Square at least 6 or 7 times. They had the walkie-talkie, I had earphones, and yours truly was hanging on the side of the cage, taking instructions from up top. Ron, go round again, go round again, go round again. And we did it 6 or 7 times, and eventually I heard one of them in the earphone saying, "Okay, that'll do for the moment." That was the end of the Trafalgar Square sequence. And in the afternoon we took the low loader and the cage round outside the House of Commons, and Pat and I had discussed it with David Tomlin, and we wanted to do a sequence of him supposedly talking to a policeman across outside the house against the wooden door and the iron frame door. Anyway, I went over and I spoke to this policeman, and he thought that I'd got permission, which I hadn't. Anyway, we shot it, yeah. And that was the end of that particular sequence. The outcome was that a few days later I received a letter from the Sergeant at Arms of the House of Commons, Sir Geoffrey somebody, saying that it had been reported to him that on Sunday such and such a date in February we had been filming outside the House of Commons without permission, and would I kindly telephone him with arrangements to be made to come and see him to discuss it. So I did, and he invited me there, and I went to see him on my own. And everything ended very, very amicably, because he had been a Rear Admiral in the Navy, I had been a Lieutenant, and the Sergeant at Arms had been a great friend of the Commander-in-Chief Home Fleet, Sir Neville Seifert, to whose unit I was seconded on HMS Rodney in 1943. Yes, and at the end of the conversation, after tea had been brought in, he stood up, he said, "Very well, Mr. Lyles, that's the end of the matter. I wish you all the best with the remainder of the film. Good afternoon." I said, "Good afternoon, sir, and thank you very much indeed."